Hi everyone, have you ever watched a commercial, maybe 30 seconds long? That's nice, but what's so special about it? Well, what if I told you that commercial could have cost 300 or 400,000 dollars? At first glance, you don't see many special effects or complex action. So, where does all that money go? Today, we are going to break down 5 key factors that drive up the cost of a commercial. These are things the average viewer never sees. We'll go behind the scenes of real projects to show you what's hidden behind that perfect final picture. Let's get started. The first thing you don't see is the equipment. We don't use regular cameras for commercials. We use professional cinema cameras like Arri or Red. The camera body alone can cost tens of thousands of dollars. And of course, renting them is also very expensive. But the camera is just the beginning. You need a set of expensive lenses like carrot size. And we use different lenses for different shots. Then you add stabilization systems from huge tripods to gimbals that let the operator move smoothly. We also use dolly tracks for perfect movement along the ground or cranes to lift the camera high into the air. Plus, there is a mountain of accessories, monitors, focus pullers, batteries, memory cards. All of this adds up to a very expensive rental package. And of course, there is the lighting. It is a critical element. Let's look at the behind of scenes of our commercial for Vivo smartphones with world famous football stars.
You're the most standout. You're the most vibrant. You're the most precise. What makes you the best? It's simple. Perfect shot, perfect view. Vivo V9.
When you see the final ad, it looks like everything is lit by natural sunlight. But here's what it really looked like. To create that perfect daylight loop, we used at least 4 powerful lights outside the frame. See those big black frames? We used them to block the real sun because it wasn't strong enough and we couldn't control it. 2 more lights were inside the shot, acting as stadium lights. We even put custom neon lights on the goalposts. Every light has a specific job, and there is a specialist for every light. There is a huge part of the budget. By the way, if you are interested in learning more about how all this comes together, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Here, we talk all about video marketing and share secrets on how to make your content stand out. Next up is location and how we prepare it. Sometimes it looks like a simple cheap spot was chosen for the shoot. Let's jump to our commercial for the Rimmel brand.
Who said a girl can't dance hip hop just because she went to ballet school? There are no limits or boundaries when it comes to expressing yourself. It's never too late to switch up your style and be someone different. Feel yourself. Create your look. Make friends with it. And look however you want to look. I'm Keiko, and I can dance however I want. Rimmel, I can
At
do
first
it.
glance, it looks like an ordinary abandoned factory. What could be so expensive here? Let's take a closer look. First, it's not a film studio. It's a real abandoned building. Before a shooting, a whole team had to come in and clean everything. All the dust, dirt and trash. Just so it would look good on camera. That's a lot of work right there. Now, look at the background. Do you see those vintage windows? It looks like they are painted with the British flag. They are actually giant speakers, custom designed by our production designers. They bought the materials in advance and covered all the window before the shoot. This was a creative idea that required careful execution. And now, look at the floor. The actress is dancing on a bright red floor with a white hashtag. Originally, the floor was just plain gray concrete. Our set decorators had to paint a huge area red Then use a custom-made stencil to paint the hashtag. All of this, the paint, the stencil, the artist, was for a shoot that only lasts few seconds. This is how a simple location becomes a unique film set. We actually wrote a whole article about how these small details can turn a regular video into a cinematic film. Go ahead and click the link to read it. The third factor, which is not always obvious, is the actors and their costumes. Let's go back to the Viva commercial. It seems simple, right? Just put the football players in uniforms. But their uniforms were designed and custom made just for our commercial. The real players didn't have these long sleeve shirts. We created a unique design and produced the clothes specifically for this shoot. For the real commercial, the main character's outfit were carefully chosen by a stylist to create the right mood and look. But some projects are even more complex. For a major smartphone ad, we filmed 3 medieval heroes. Imagine this: the chainman, the helmets, all the gear for their heroes, and even for their horses, had to be individually sourced and fitted. First, we cast the right actors. Then, the costume designers found and adjusted every single piece for each actor. Some things had to be stitched and fixed right on the set. It's a huge amount of work to find everything, do the fittings, and make sure it all looks perfect on camera. The fourth factor is time, and on a film set, time is money.
Beauty. Wonderful.
Fucking awesome.
In the final commercial, you see the shots change from a wide view to a close-up. It might seem like the camera operator just took a few steps forward. In reality, it's a massive effort. To change the camera angle, you have to move everything: the camera, the tracks, the crane, all the lights, and the reflectors. Just moving all this equipment can take from 20 to 50 minutes. That's half an hour of work from a huge crew for a shot that might only be on screen for a second. My favorite example is the final shot from the ad with the medieval heroes. The camera moves up towards a hero on a horse as he raises a smartphone. It looks simple, but here's how we really filmed it. For that one shot, we took the horses away. We brought in tall construction scaffolding. The hero climbed up on it. The camera operator climbed up on a separate scaffolding. We completely changed the entire lighting setup for this new angle and close-up. Only then could we film that single shot. The entire Meizu commercial is only 15 seconds long, but we filmed for about 8 hours. And finally, the fifth factor, the visual effects you don't even know are there. I'm not talking about obvious 3D animations. I'm talking about cleanup, which is fixing and perfecting the image. Color correction is the most basic part. We film with one set of colors, and in post-production we paint the shot to create the right mood. But some things are much more complicated. In the Vivo commercial, we needed a new model of ball that wasn't even for sale yet, so we filmed with last year's ball. Then, in post-production, our artists digitally replayed the texture of the ball in every single frame while it was moving. In the commercial with the heroes, we went even further. The entire background, the hills and forests behind them, was digitally removed and replaced with a more magical landscape. Even the birds flying in the sky were added in post-production. Here is another example. The football players' shoes had logos of brands we weren't allowed to show. So every logo was carefully erased digitally, frame by frame. This kind of invisible work is done on almost every shot. Specialists review, clean and replay things, and all of this takes time, skill, and of course money. Conclusion. So let's recap. Expensive equipment and a team of specialists. Careful location prep and transformation. Unique, often custom-made costumes. A huge amount of time spent resetting between shots. And detailed invisible work in post-production. These 5 factors can easily turn the budget for a short commercial into $300,000–400,000 or even more. So next time you watch a commercial, you'll know just how much incredible work is hidden behind the scenes. And if you are looking for some inspiration, be sure to check out our list of powerful commercials for commercial trucks or our other list of stylish fashion ads. I'm sure you'll find something you love.